You got a visitor coming. Yeah. No, you don't need to go bother her. Just stay right over here. Okay, so let's see what bits you've got. We want pretty much just a regular snaffle.
We have these. These ones.
I like this one. It has the tongue relief.
We have these ones also.
Yeah, let's go ahead and use this one.
Yeah. I don't know if that one is that one going to be big enough for her mouth? Or?
Yeah, she's just average.
Okay. Person problem.
So let's go ahead and take her in the round pin. Grab this. Grab a whip. So bridling for the first time is always kind of an interesting thing because you have so many different components going on all at the same time. My goodness, look at all these burrs in your hair. You have the bit, but then you also have the folding the ears over. So I like to play with their ears a little bit first. Good girl. Yeah, you're not doing too bad. Good girl. Good. Good girl. And then I also like to see if I can get them to open their mouth a little bit. Good girl. Because sometimes they'll clench up and not want to open their mouth, and then you definitely can't get the bit in there. Good girl. Good girl. Well done. Yeah, good job. You're always very easy. I'm going to adjust this down a little bit. Let's do one hole and see, because these are pretty far apart. We'll just do the one side and look at it. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Hold still for a second. You're being a good girl. Hold on. I know you're getting irritated at us now, but you can wait for a minute. I wish there was a half hole because this top one's just a smidge too tight, but the next one down is definitely too loose. We'll go ahead and leave it at this one and see how it works. Uh-oh. Pony's got the door open. Take a step back. 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 Good. Good girl. So I'm going to go ahead and unclip the reins. Because I'd like you to move her around with the bit just in her mouth without it actually putting any pressure on her. And if they were longer, we could wrap them up on the horn and not have them putting any pressure, but they're fairly short. So we'll take them off for now, and I'll have you just move her around a little. I'll get it. Because you don't want to put a bit in her mouth for the first time and start out by putting pressure on it. It'll just encourage her to be ticked off about it. So we'll just go to a normal routine, what you do with the round pinning, or you can do the body control stuff a little bit, and just have it there. And get her to where she's focusing on other stuff on her work, and not so worried about the bit, and then we'll start to ask her stuff with it. What a good girl. Good girl. Nicely done. Okay, go ahead and just move around a little bit. Oh, she's doing great with the backup. So, see how you're walking backwards in your movements? Try to walk forwards in your movements, because anytime you take a step backwards, it's going to draw her in towards you, or at least give her an excuse. Good. Yes. Which one? Oh. Good. Okay, can you change directions? Go ahead, send her off. Good girl. Oh, you're close. At least she's kind of respecting your boundaries now. Aw, good girl. Instead of running through you when you're standing by the fence like she would have the first time, at least she's kind of rethinking. What a good girl. Okay, go ahead and change directions again. She's not doing bad with the bit at all. She's playing with it a little bit, but not bad. Okay, go ahead and stop her and see if she'll come into you. Okay, go ahead and approach her. And you can give her lots of praise. Okay, so now we'll attach the reins and we'll put them up on the saddle where they have a little bit of pressure on her. Good girl. But first we're going to play with them side to side just a little bit, and you did the exact same thing with her halter. But just to teach her to move off of it instead of fighting with it. And this is something you're probably going to, I'm guessing, unless she just is totally a natural, that you're probably going to be working on for a couple weeks. But same thing like you did with the halter, just ask her to tip her head around. And ideally we want her stopped, but right now it's more important that she softens to the bit. Good girl. So even if she's moving, but she turns her head around and she's really soft, I would give it to her, but then as she gets better at it, good girl, then you can start to require that she stand still. But right at the beginning, you know, as the main thing is the softening. And she's not doing too bad at all. She may have had a bitten before. Good girl. She still wants to play with it some, which is normal in the beginning, but she's not totally having a meltdown about it. Like some horses really kind of get real bothered about it, and it takes a long time for them to just kind of relax and get used to it. But she's not doing bad. So I just stay with her, and it's more so not about necessarily her turning her head around, but that she softens. So when she feels soft in my hand, which right now she's got her head turned around, but she's kind of got quite a bit of weight on my hand. There she goes. So then when it feels soft, then you want to release immediately. So you go ahead on both sides. Stay. Remember, reserve your clucking and kissing noises for when you want her to go somewhere. Okay, go ahead and bring her into the center. So then when you have them softening to both sides, what we were just doing, which is called lateral flexion. And she's pretty decent with it. So now we'll ask her for some vertical flexion, which means I put some pressure on both reins. And then when she softens, which in order to soften to both reins, she'll have to put her nose down. Good. Good. Nice job.
I knew that.
And maybe you were on mute.
Very well done, pretty girl.
No, not on mute. Really saying it.
Okay, well, I'll go check.
This is just a little mini microphone.
It just clips to your jacket.
Okay, I knew that.
Okay, so now
Alright.
you go ahead and try. You'll put one arm over top of her neck
Okay.
and pick up on both reins. And when she softens, which she picked up pretty quickly,
Mhm.
when I first did it, she tried to go side to side, and so you
Mhm.
just wait and hold until she figures out that she needs to put her nose down.
Okay.
And she's picking stuff up quickly. I think we've got her, for the most part, out of that shutting down phase, and she's actually engaging
Nope.
us. You can slide your hand down the rein quite a bit. That'll make it easier for you. Yeah.
Good girl. Good.
Yep, and just hold and wait until she softens to both. You want to be careful not to move
girl.
your hand around very much. You want your hand to be very,
Still.
very solid, and just stay right there and let her find the softness. So she's trying the side to side, and so you just hold and wait until she puts her head down and softens to both. Try to keep your hand still.
She's like, what?
Right there. Don't move.
Good girl.
And if she just softens to you for a moment, then release. Because she's trying to look for it. Okay, so did you feel she
Yeah.
softened, but your hand came back?
Mhm.
And basically what happens, we're going to do a little exercise. I'll take the part of the reins here. Okay, so you're the rider, and I'm the horse.
Mhm.
Okay, so now, ask your horse to soften,
Mhm.
and so you put pressure on, and your horse might move around and move side to side and up and down and whatever. And then when they soften, did you see your hands comes back? So you want to train yourself to where, now don't move. When your horse softens, your hand should not come back at all. Okay?
Should just
So
stay
your
there.
hand stays right there, and she pulls and pulls and pulls, and then when she softens, there's slack. And you have to be very careful of that, because when you're riding, what oftentimes will happen is somebody will ask for softness, and they'll not realize that the horse is giving them softness, but they keep pulling back and back and back. So you want to get really good at feeling your horse and keeping your hands real still, so that when she softens, she should automatically get slack.
I think she's just like, I don't know what's happening.
Can I
Help me.
See, Pony, that's what happens when you get into things.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, so we'll clip this back onto her other side and try it again with her. So you keep your hands, choke them up right from the beginning so you don't really have to adjust afterwards, and you keep your hands really still. Good. Did you feel her soften to you? Now release. Let her go and tell her she's good.
Good girl.
If you start asking for too much too soon, she'll just get frustrated and start to shut down again.
Good
Good.
girl.
Perfect.
Good girl.
Nice job. So work on developing that feel.
Okay.
And it'll be different with different horses, you know, so just work on developing that as soon as you feel that little bit of lightness, releasing to them and telling them they're good.
Okay.
Because then you'll keep them seeking that lightness and you can progress. So now, these reins are pretty short. So we're just going to loop them over the horn once, and I'll have you round pin her a little bit. So it's not putting much pressure on her, but just little teeny tiny bit.
Okay.
But she still has to go forward.
Yeah.
And she may or not want to. She may be fine, or she may go, no, there's pressure on the bit. I can't go forward.
Good girl.
But I like to do a lot of bitting up work before you really ride him with the bit.
Uh-huh.
Because otherwise what ends up happening is when you're trying to control a horse with the bit, and say you're trotting along, and you ask your horse to turn, if your horse doesn't understand that they can go forward while there's some pressure on the bit, and it doesn't necessarily automatically mean shut down, then you go to ask for a turn and your horse stops. What a good girl. Okay, go ahead and pick her up into a trot.
Come on. Good girl. Come on. Good girl.
Okay, try changing directions.
Come on. Come on. Come on, Dallas. Come on. Come on. Good. Good girl. Come on. Nope.
Go ahead and step to your right a little bit. Good girl. So, she's not shutting down, though.
Yeah.
I mean, she's definitely improving a lot, even though she's not always really quick to know exactly what you want, but she's not shutting down, so
Yeah.
you really can't complain. I think she's just going to keep getting better.
Come on, you.
Hey, you, get out of here.
Come on.
Gonna have a fight with the pony through the fence. Okay, go ahead and change directions again. Aw, what a good girl.
Good girl.
Okay, so I would say after you've round pinned her probably another 2 to 4 times, what you're going to start to do is try to condition her to turn towards you instead of away from you. Okay? And how we do that, I'm just going to explain it to you. We're not going to do that today. And honestly, while I'm gone, if you don't feel comfortable or if you're having trouble with it, it can wait till I get back. But you can also play with it probably the week after next. How we do that is when she changes direction with her butt towards you, you'd want to have that long whip over there. And you'd want to snap it and make a big noise, or use the lash and touch her on the butt and give her a little spanking. If she turns towards you like that, then you don't do anything with the whip. The second way you can condition it is to put a big lunge line on her. And not, really to lunge her out in the arena or in the open, to leave slack when she's going forward, but just to prevent her from turning her butt towards you when she changes directions and make her turn her head towards you. So, like I said, round pin her a couple more times, but then I would start to work on whichever method you choose, or both. I would start to, if you're comfortable with, start to get her where she's having to turn towards you instead of away from you. But if you have trouble with it, like I said, you can wait till I get back. Aw, good girl. Go ahead and just drop your whip and let her stop. We got 2 turn-ins in a row, so we'll let her stop on that one. That was pretty good.
Good girl.
Good job.
Good girl. Hey. Good job.
Yeah, good girl.
Good job.
Okay, if you want to go ahead and put your helmet on.
Okay.
And are these stirrups adjusted to you, or?
Yeah, they're adjusted. The only thing that needs to be adjusted really is the cinch.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, this helmet's a little chilly.
So you rode her twice, correct?
Yep.
Since last week? And how was she with turning? Did you need a whole lot of help from your handler?
We did a little bit, like, at first. It kind of got better towards the end of it. We were doing, like, figure eights and stuff, and she was doing pretty good.
Now can we wrap this cord up or something?
Yeah.
Just because I don't want to get caught on your saddle.
Yeah. Gotta adjust my helmet so it's not so bumpy.
Maybe we can even just stuff it in that pocket there.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. Oh lordy, it's too cold out here.
Yeah, you need a better jacket.
But it's actually really warm. It's, you know. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl.
Okay, you ready to get on?
Yep. Got my hand in that.
And if you're comfortable, you probably don't need to do that routine anymore because she's standing really well for it and not being bothered. So you can probably just get right on after today.
Tried doing
if
it
you
again.
feel comfortable.
Yeah, I feel. Yeah. Tried doing it again. Right foot in the stirrup.
There's a funny thing about your better judgment that sometimes even when with a horse you think that, well, it seems like that we should be able to move on, but there's just something about it that you just feel like not quite ready yet. Listen to it. Okay, I'm going to actually bring this up one more now that you've gotten on. Can you move your knee back for me a little bit? Yep, by the way. Stretch your leg long and just come back. There we go. Sorry, girly. There we go. Now we're all good. Okay. So, now from on the saddle, ask her to tip her head left and right. And remember, seek that feel, whereas you just get a real soft.
Good girl.
Good job.
Good girl. Good girl.
Good job. Okay, ask her to put her head down. Remember that feel I was talking about. You should be able to feel it in your hands and not necessarily have to look at it. Keep them steady. So that's really far back for her head to be. So try. No, you can loosen up. Because her chin was almost to her chest, and we actually don't want her that far back. So what I want you to do, go ahead and release to her. Good girl. Is put your hands either on the pommel or down on the pad so that they can't move.
Okay.
So ask her head down, choke up a little bit, and put some tension on, and then set them on something. Good.
Good girl.
And then release. Good girl. So, we don't actually want her chin to her chest, but if she's softening and you're not pulling back on her more, we're going to ignore it for the time being because the whole bit thing is still fairly new to her. But there'll be some ways later on that I'll show you how to get the correct headset and not have her just, tuck into her chest. So, I'm just going to be back up here, and hopefully you'll be able to do most of the work.
Okay. Good girl.
Aw, great job. She's coming along so nicely. Once you got her over that shutting down thing, she's just really coming along great.
Good girl.
Okay, can you do a figure 8? Aw, good girl. Go ahead and keep in your figure 8.
Good girl.
What a good job. Okay, go ahead and pick up a trot. How are you doing sitting her trot? Okay, so one thing you can do is put a hand on the pommel and push yourself back into the saddle.
Come on, good girl. This is weird. Come on. Ignore me, Dallas. Just do your thing. Come on. Come on.
And if you want to post, you can, because she's not, you know, stupid or spooky or anything, so I think she'll be alright.
Can't concentrate. There's snow blowing in my eyes.
Okay, if you're gonna post, you should post well, at least. So pick one or the other, but do it well.
Maybe keep her going. I don't know what I'm doing just now. Here. I'm really trying. Go on. How do you do this?
I think we need a seat and posture lesson for you.
That'd be a good thing.
Go ahead and change direction.
Nope.
Are all the other horses here gated, or is there...
They're all gated.
Okay. That's okay. I will
Also
bring
never
one
really rode a really bumpy horse. Because the other, with Kathy Valentine, she's got her horses, but their trot isn't like this. It's actually a smooth trot.
Okay, when you're ready, go ahead and pick up the trot. Watch out for Pony over there.
Come on. Come on. Good girl.
Now, remember what I said last week. Keep your whole hands around the reins. Hey, that's better.
Come on. Come on.
Oh, a little bit better. She's staying in the trot a little longer for you. Nice.
Come on. Don't pay attention to ponies.
Great job. Now you got the rhythm going. Hey, you two. Get out of here. Go on.
Come on, you.
Go on. Okay, change directions. See if you can get a posting trot that good on this side.
Come on, you.
Nice. Very good. Okay, go ahead and come down to a walk.
Good girl.
And after you get past Pony, go ahead and ask her to stop.
Whoa. Whoa. Whoa.
And just hold and wait. There.
Good girl.
Good girl. Try to be a little bit quicker with your release when she stops. Eventually, we will want her to soften through the stop, but right now we just can ask her one thing at a time. So right now, as soon as she stops her feet, immediately release to her. If she picks up into a walk again, same thing. You pick up and just hold. As soon as she stops her feet, you release to her. So walk on again and go maybe, you know, a third way around and ask her to stop again.
Girl.
Keep your hands closed around the reins.
Can't feel this hand right now. I see it. We can't feel it.
Okay, ask her to stop.
Whoa. Whoa. Good girl.
Well, at least we're immune to charging ponies.
Yeah.
We can check another thing off our list that she won't freak out about.
Come on, you. Good
Okay,
girl.
over here, ask her to stop again. And you can slide your
Cool.
hands down the reins a little
Good
bit
girl.
before you ask for a stop if
Good
that helps.
girl.
Way better timing on your release. Perfect. Okay, change directions. Go about a third of the way around and ask her to stop.
Good girl. Come on. Whoa. Whoa.
Good.
Good girl.
And another couple panels around, and ask her to stop again. And like I said, it might help if you slide your hands down a little bit first.
Ooh. Good girl.
Nice job. So I'm just going to play with your timing a little bit. Try asking her with your verbal cue, whoa, and then bringing in the reins.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Because she actually seems to kind of respond to the whoa.
Mm-hmm.
So let's see if we can get her going off of the verbal cue. And we want her to stop off the reins too, but it may help prepare her for when you pick up the reins.
Okay.
But now we're going to go ahead and test it. I'm going to step out because you really haven't needed my help much at all. So I'm going to step out and you're going to be in here alone. Haha. And we'll see how well you do without a handler on the ground.
Okay.
Okay, walk her off.
Good girl.
And when you're ready, go ahead and pick up a trot.
Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Nope. Come on. Come on, you. Come on. I know you can do it. Come on. Now she just kind of shut down.
Okay. So I'm going to step in and help you again.
Good girl.
And ask her to walk. Good.
Good girl.
And ask her to trot. Good. And walk. And when she transitions for you, praise her. Tell her she's good.
Good girl.
Because she's still learning. Okay, now let's try again. I'll step out.
Come on, you. Come on. Nope. Come on.
Interesting.
She's like, what do I do now? Maybe I try going the other direction.
That's fine. That's her
No.
easier side, isn't it?
Yeah, I think
Or
so.
which way is easier for her? I don't remember.
It should be this side.
Keep asking.
Come on. Come on.
Okay, go ahead and tip her nose and see if you can pull her into a circle a little bit. Keep kicking her.
Come on.
As soon as she moves anything, tell her she's good.
Good girl.
Okay, ask her again.
Good girl.
You stay out of here. Go on. Go on.
Good girl.
Okay, keep asking.
Come on. Come on. Come on. Nope. Come on. Come on. Good girl. Good girl. Come on.
Good girl.
Come on. Come on. Come on.
See those little strings on the back of your saddle?
Whip her with them. Come on. Good girl.
There you go.
I'd whip her with the end of the reins, but these reins don't have any ends.
Yeah.
Come on.
Now see if you can get good enough where
girl.
you don't have to look back to grab them.
Come on.
Good.
Good girl.
And she responds to it well. She's not overreacting and getting
Yeah.
upset.
Come on.
Okay, can you change directions?
Now you're just walking in a smaller circle. Good girl.
Oh, a good girl.
girl. Nope. Come on. Good girl. Come on. Nope.
So I'd only get after with the strings if she actually stops. Because that's your backup. Just how like me in the center with the whip was just backup. You want her to move off of your leg. But if she's ignoring you and shutting down, then the strings are your backup. Okay, can you change direction again? Good girl.
Come on.
Go ahead and see if you can pick up a trot. Go on, get out of here.
Come on, you. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Nope.
And then try grabbing the strings on the back.
Okay. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on.
Keep on until she picks up a step of trot. And honestly, at this point, I wouldn't really worry about it. Just get her trotting. Remember how we talked about in the beginning, you got to focus on one thing at a time right now since she's so early on in her training. So once you get her moving again, just focus on trotting.
Come on. Come on. Come on. These ones are longer. Come on.
Okay, now get her trotting. Just go. And even if she gives you just a couple steps, praise her.
Come on. Come on. Nope.
We don't care where she goes, just get her trotting.
Come on. Come on. Nope. Okay. Rubbing me off on the fence
Keep
doesn't make
asking.
you stop. Come on.
And don't stop kicking
Come on.
until she gives you at least one step of trot. Even if one step is all she gives you, she's got to
Come on.
learn to move forward.
Come on. Come on.
Maybe get a little bit more aggressive with the strings.
Good girl.
And keep kicking until she
Come on.
trots.
Come on. Come on. Come on.
Good. And then praise her.
Good girl.
Okay? Get her walking. Remember, use your leg first. Her strings are just backup.
Come on. Come on. Come on.
Don't pull on her. If you pull on her, you're sending contradictory messages. So keep your hand down and in loose rein. Keep
on.
kicking. Go on, kick. And ask her to trot.
Come on. Come on. No.
Keep kicking. We don't care where she goes.
Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on.
Good. Now
Good
praise
girl.
her. Even though it was just half a step, we wanted to start to get the idea.
Okay.
Ask her to trot again.
Come on.
Go. Keep kicking. Keep kicking. Don't stop until she trots.
Go. No. Come on. Good girl. Good girl.
Okay, ask her to walk on.
Oh. Come on. Good.
Good.
Good girl.
And make sure when she is moving that your leg's not on her. Oh, good girl! Great! Now stop her and give her lots of praise.
Whoa.
Good girl! Great job. Okay, now ask her to walk.
Good. Good. Good girl.
Good job. Good girl. Good. Awesome. I think we got through to her. And bring her down to walk and give her lots of praise.
Whoa. Oh. Good girl.
Good. Awesome job. Okay, I'm going to say let's stop with the trot work there because we got 2 really good ones in a row. Honestly, a lot of people like to drill them, but the best way to teach a horse what you want is to stop after they do it.
Yeah.
If you drill them, they'll just keep looking for a different answer.
Yeah.
What a good girl you were. Great job. Okay, all I'd like to do is, I'll have you walk her around a couple of times, just to cool her off a little, but I don't think we got her terribly hot. But let's just do disengaging on both sides from up on top of her, and then you can cool her out and we'll finish there. So, do you know what disengaging the hindquarters is?
So, just rocking them in a circle?
You bring the head around, you want the inside front leg to be planted, okay, so that one stays, that's your pivot foot.
So you want her to like...
So you bring her head around. Aw, good girl.
Good girl.
Bring her head all the way around. Because she moved the front and she really didn't cross over behind, which if I remember correctly, I think she had some trouble crossing over because of the scars on her leg.
Good.
Only use your inside leg, so that's only the right one. Left one does nothing.
Good. And
I'll come in for some support.
Good on you.
And be careful when you move your leg back. There you go. Tell her she's good.
Good girl.
What I was saying, when you move your leg back, you want to be careful that you don't just come back from your knee so then your toe is down and your heel is up. Okay? You want to come back from your leg so your heel can stay down.
Okay.
Good girl. Okay? Ask her on the same side again.
Good. Good.
Good.
Girl.
Release. Good girl. Okay? Ask her on this side. Bring her head all the way around.
Good.
Wait for it. Not yet. She's still moving the front.
Good. Good. Girl.
Keep her head around. Wait for it.
Good.
There you go.
Girl.
So with your hand, you want to be careful to think about, this is your control panel. Okay, so you want to be careful to not lose contact with your control panel. So when you bring your hand back here, you lose contact with your control panel and you shift your weight and you fall off. Because your disengaged the hindquarters is also your emergency stop. So if you've got a horse that's being stupid, running, jumping around, whatever, and you pull around like this, you're flying off the other side. So you want to stay right here at your control panel, you slide your hand down the rein, you bring it to the front of your thigh or up to your belly button. That's it. You don't want to come back here. You know, I mean, when you're just practicing disengaging, it doesn't matter so much. But you want to practice it correctly because when you're in that dangerous situation, you want it to be your muscle memory. Does that make sense? Because you're just going to be reacting, and so you want your muscle memory to be that of either your thigh or up to your belly button. Okay? So ask her on the left side again. And on that side, she wanted to move her front a lot more. So you just hold and wait until she can just only move her hind.
Okay.
Keep asking. Stay with her. Try to keep her head tipped around as best you can.
Good. Good.
Stay with her.
Come on.
I'm going to step in and help a little. There you go.
There
Release.
you go,
Good girl. Good job.
Good job.
Make sure you give her a lot of praise when she's first learning something. Good. Good. Go ahead and release. Okay. So, your homework, because it's going to be actually about 3 weeks until we work with each other again. So your homework while I'm gone is to continue what we've been working on. By the time I get back, and I know the weather might be ugly, but if you're able to ride her somewhat consistently, you should be able to have her trotting and turning at a trot, okay, where she can trot a figure eight. After you've worked in here for another probably 5 or 6 rides and you've got her trotting for you and you feel like you've got really good control, you could certainly probably go out into the arena and you might have a little bit more go from her out there because there's more room. But that's up to you. You'll just have to use your judgment on how she feels. But you should, like I said, you should be able to have her doing a figure eight and turning and changing direction at a trot. She's softening the bit pretty well. Just keep working on it, the vertical and lateral both. The disengaging, keep up on your body control stuff on the ground, even though she's doing well with it. We don't want to abandon it too soon and have her go back to her pushiness. So keep up on that. But otherwise, she looks good. I think she's just going to keep improving.
You're a mess. You're a mess.
Yeah, good girl. Okay, so I walk her around once or twice, and then you can go ahead and we'll untack her.
Okay.
Sorry, you're not coming
You're
out
walking
with me.
this way. What are you doing? There you go. Nope.
Sorry.
Come on. Does not mean back up.
It may behoove you to carry a little crop.
Uh-huh.
You know, and like I said, don't use it as your first initial cue.
Mhm.
Your legs are your cue and your vocal commands are your cue. But it wouldn't hurt to have one so that if you get yourself in a sticky situation like right now, you have something that you can go, hey, move it. I mean, go forward.
Okay. Good girl. Come on.
Good girl.
Good girl.
So as soon as she starts walking forward, release. Even if she stops 2 steps later, then you just start from the beginning and ask again.
Come on. What are you doing?
She's moving her butt for you. You wanted a disengagement, didn't you?
Come on.
There you go.
Girl.
Okay, turn her back around and make her go to the left. We did let her get away with it at the trot because, like I said, we were just focusing on one thing at a time. But she's at the point with the walk, you should be able to direct her a little bit better than that. So when you're walking, you can make her stay one direction.
Come on. Good girl. Come on.
Good job.
Nope. Nope. Good girl. Come on. Good girl. Come on. Nope. It's a pony.
Yeah, but it's a mean pony.
He's not that mean. He just acts mean. You gotta act meaner. That's all. Come on. Good girl. Oh, Clyde. So vicious.
Go on, get.
Good girl. Nope. It's a pony. It's just a pony. I promise you that.
Keep your leg on and keep turning her left.
Come on. Come on. Good girl.
Let's see if we can get one circle around without trying to change directions.
Okay. Nope. Come on.
Better! Good job on your part.
Come on.
Good. Okay, go ahead and take her in the middle and stop her and jump off.
Whoa. Good girl.
Good stop, too.
Good girl.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to startle you. I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm sorry.
How beautiful. Good girl. Smooth move.
Good girl. Alright, sorry, but I'm gonna head in.
You're fine.
Any questions though on what to work on the next couple weeks?
No, not really.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank
So,
you.
yeah, keep up the good work.
Thanks.
Like I said, I know that the weather's probably going to get bad, but the more consistently you can work her, even if it's just really short periods of time, but the more often you can work her, she'll come along better.
Sure.
You're better off doing 10 minutes 5 days a week than trying to do 2 hours in one day. You know what I mean? Hello.
Looks like it went well.
Uh-huh.
We have you scheduled for a couple Saturdays in the future, don't we?
Yes.
Um,
Because I'm going to be gone for the next 2 weeks.
yeah. So they're not. Saturdays aren't gonna work. I don't know why. Suzanne just told me this.